Okay, take number 4. This has probably been the longest production video ever. It's taken me 4 takes to get this done right. Alright, gentlemen, welcome to the shed. A new product I want to introduce you to, at least a new product to me, is the Frankford Arsenal depriming tool. Okay, I purchased this tool to alleviate press and damage to my dies. As we know, dies are expensive, and if you get one stuck, it is a pain to remove it. So I figured that I would purchase this tool to deprime the majority of my rifle brass, because I don't have a problem depriming pistol brass, considering what the dies are normally made of. But you can't get rifle brass having any special type of chemicals or what would you call treatment done to the dies in order for your brass not to stick in the dies. So this tool was purchased along with a few other tools. I'll probably be doing a not an open box video on this, because opening a box doesn't tell you anything about the tool. Opening a box only shows you that you have the tool and that the tool has arrived. I prefer a functionality test with the tool so that you can get a chance to see how the tool operates, the good points, the bad points of the tool. Will the tool fit within your purpose of depriming brass versus okay, I got a box, here are the tools, don't they look nice? Speaking of a box, here's a box right here, and within this box is equipment from Inline Fabrication that I will be mounting to the bench to basically do a quick change and setup of my Hyundai tools. Okay, and I purchased the items for the simple fact that when you have limited room, like I do, in your shed, and I don't know who else reloads in their shed, but I do. There's no space in my garage. You have to make use or make do with what you have. And speaking of my shed, welcome to the shed. I reorganized the bench, and as you see, the bench is a lot neater than my first video. I put in shelving in my shed, and you never know how much reloading equipment you have until you start making shelving for said equipment. I had to install 4 additional shelves in the shed in order to accommodate all of my reloading equipment. Now, not everything is equipment. Some are ammo, some are loaded ammo, and some are boxes of dies and other equipment that you need to reload with. But I had to install a shelving in order to make room on the bench area, because I have new tools that will be arriving hopefully by the end of the month. And a couple of the tools I wanted to talk about was the Frankford Arsenal depriming tool. And it's a great tool. I really like the tool. I managed to, in the short time in which I've had this tool, I managed to deprime over 400 308 cases and 100 6.5 Creedmoor cases. Now, the one thing I've noticed about this tool, and which I'm going to have to contact Frankford Arsenal about, is that it arrives with a large, come on, focus, large decapping pin. It does not arrive with a small decapping pin, excuse me. It does not arrive with a small decapping pin, in which I'm going to have to contact Frankford Arsenal to get, because I would love to use this tool for my 6.5 Grindle over using the dies as stated before. At a loss for words here for a second. Okay, more about this tool. Now, the few things that I like about the tool is that you can, or what I've been using the tool for is after arriving home from work, I'll sit in front of the computer and watch some videos and deprime brass. I can deprime a couple of hundred brass within an hour or so. And once you use the tool, you'll notice that once you deprime a piece of brass, it automatically tilts up to pull that brass off to insert the next piece, and you flip it down and you press to deprime the next piece. Those are the good points. The bad points about this tool is that I've discovered that while depriming rifle brass, you're gonna want to wear some gloves. The vibration that travels through this tool while you're using it is painful. It's going to do one of two things depending on whether or not the brass has a crimp on it and what type of crimp does it have, if it's a military crimp or if it's a commercial crimp. The vibration that travels through this tool stings the hell out of my hands. Now, I'm not going to say my hands are sensitive. I've been a machinist for the past 30 years, and this is the type of vibration you really don't want going through your hands. Excuse me. But I'm not going to stop using the tool. It's a great tool. I just wear a pair of gloves while I deprime brass, and I just continue to go. That's the bad point about the tool. That is the major bad point about the tool, is that there's a certain amount of vibration that travels through this tool that really puts a pain in your hands. Everything about the tool works great, except for the fact that when you are depriming military brass and you don't know where that brass came from. I wish I had the brass available to show you, but there are some brass that while you're scrounging, being a range rat, while you're scrounging picking up your brass after firing it at a range, you have a tendency of picking up other people's brass. And I've noticed some brass from countries that are like, okay, where the hell is HP? And within that brass, you discovered that it has a small flash hole. And then you're stuck prying or maneuvering or whatever it takes to remove that brass from the tool, because that's a large primer remover with a large flash hole tool in its place, or located therein. And a large flash hole tool and a small flash hole just don't match. It's a lot of fun, but I would rather they get stuck on this than get stuck on that. It's maybe a 5-minute process to remove it from here, where it is an hour minimum to remove it from there. Anyway, I will be doing more reviews of tooling in upcoming days and or weeks. And a couple of the tools that I want to bring to your attention is going to be the Frankford Arsenal Perfect Seat Hand Primer. It's a great tool. I love the tool. I love the tool for the simple fact that you get to set the depth of your primers at whatever depth that you want it to be set at, versus my 20-year-old RCBS hand priming tool, where there is no set depth ability on that tool. It's just one depth all the way in. Anyway, let me know what you think. leave comments, and subscribe. Have a good day.